Kickstarter. By the way, for those of you who just came in, by the way, the person who founded or started, or whatever you want to call it, the Pet Rock passed away today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and he will be buried under a few of his friends. But what was cool about the Pet Rock, which I mentioned to some people, is that it actually came with a cardboard carrying case with little holes in it to hold the rock, and it had a manual. The manual said, if and when you remove the rock from its box, it appears to be excited, place it on some old newspapers. The rock will know what the paper is for and will require no further instruction. It will remain on the paper until you remove it. You got to think they sold several million of these things in America at $4 each. He became wealthy back then at $4 each. I mean, you got to wonder if these people are riding on the bus next to you. They're even older. You want to know who signed that thing from Nigeria for money? The people who bought Pet Rock. Anybody in this room ever buy a Pet Rock? No. Don't admit to it. Whatever you do, okay? Don't admit to it. Yeah. So kids are funny. For April Fools, they are really funny, right? So apparently, here's one. I love little kid things that they. Oh, what am I? I'm on the wrong page here. There we go. Let me keep seeing what everybody. Not unless okay. So anyhow, this is from someone. It says, the day I was due to take home a pregnancy test, my husband was called away on business. My 2 young daughters and I decided if it was positive, we would buy a baby outfit to surprise their father when he got home. The 3 of us stood in the bathroom eagerly awaiting the result. When it was negative, my 7-year-old hugged me and said, "Don't worry, Mommy," she said. "The next time Daddy goes away, we can try to get pregnant again."
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And it is sweet, isn't it? Yeah. and Groucho Marx had a lot of fun. Groucho Marx said, "A man's only as old as the woman he feels."
Oh.
Age is not a particularly interesting subject. Anyone can get old. All you have to do is live long enough. Anyone who says he can see through a woman is missing a lot. So let's see some more little fun things. We got a good show tonight. We're gonna have some fun, right?
Woo, yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So here's another one from a kid. When asked what country he lives in, he said, "'Tis of thee."
My country is
Of thee.
Last year, one of my kindergarten students came in so excitedly and said, "Miss Range, guess what? Not waiting for an answer, he added, I got a new puppy, and guess what I named him?" Me trying to match his enthusiasm. "Wow, a new puppy. How exciting. I don't have a clue. What did you name him?" "Mr. Range." All right, whatever that means, okay? Yeah. One person had her student rush in and so excited and said, "My ancestors came over on the cauliflower." Kids are great. How many of you go out to restaurants now in First Life? You go out to a restaurant somewhere, and for $9, they bring you what amounts to a couple of pieces of cauliflower that they threw like curry on it or something. And they go, that's $9. You really find that exciting. I find a lot of restaurants, there's nothing very exciting about what they do. Anyhow.
That's because you've been going to the wrong restaurant.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
gonna tell you where to
Like
go.
the pizza place
Yeah,
where they do
there you
steak.
go.
You know?
Gotta go to the California Pizza.
Do
That's
they make
no
pizzas there or
chain
just steak?
restaurants.
Yeah, one little kid said graphite, the black sheep of the carbon family. All right, there you go. Second Life. Lots of things are happening in here. The asset servers are finally getting old enough to apply for Medicare. I'll tell you. It's quite interesting. This entire sim is run on a Pentium 1. What are we going to do when all our stuff is gone and they finally do what they do to us? That's going to be absolutely very discouraging. Usually you die, but here, if we die here, we're still alive there, and And I don't know where there is. Where there is, it's just a dark room in the middle of nowhere. I haven't seen people in years. Oh, what I mean, they're going to make us die juicy fruity. I'm just kidding. But if the asset service go down, they don't make enough money, yada, yada, yada. Who knows what happens, right? Right? I mean, come on. Life magazine isn't around. A great crowd. We have no jokes, but we have a good crowd, you know. Everybody, just so you know, Dr. Fran has said that High Fidelity will make a major announcement tomorrow.
Oh,
If
really?
it's anything like the announcements they made with Second Life, they're going to be doing a big update.
Oh, did you hear about did you hear the new premium offer?
No.
Oh,
That's
yes.
hysterical. I think that's hysterical.
What is it?
They upped. If you're a premium member, you can get 50 sausages before you stop.
50
getting-
what? Sausages? What'd you say?
Yeah.
50 what?
Messages
50
Oh,
messages.
50
offline.
messages before you get capped.
before you get
That-
capped. Or
50
or
messages.
things.
Holy
Wow.
moly.
25, yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
think about how much memory 50 messages would take up. That could be like 10 kilobytes.
They must have gotten somebody from AT&T to work for them.
I swear they're unbelievable. Who thought of that? How stupid.
Oh, how exciting that is.
Yeah. Go knock on the
Well,
door
it's
and go,
not on Hollywood.
is that Scientology spelled with 2 loonies or 1?
And can you pay for it with Bitcoin?
Hello, with bitcoins, right?
Yes, right. There you go.
I just know that all these interesting states now are having freedom of religion laws. Ooh. How to couch something exactly the opposite in a word that sounds like it's good. Oh, Coca-Cola. It's good for you. It'll rot your teeth and spill out your brains, but have some of it. Yeah, freedom of religion, right. Freedom of religion. Don't you love it? I thought we already had that. We don't need any laws to pass about that. Why is this having problems? Ignore. Press this button here. Press this button here. Maybe this doesn't work. There we go. All right. So here's some funny things kids say that you just got to love. Yep. So let's see what they say that they don't say. I can't find the damn thing. Yeah, here's one for you for kids, okay? It says, telling the 3 boys the story of the Nativity and how the 3 wise men brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh for the infant Jesus. Clearly giving it a lot of thought, my 6-year-old observed, Mum, a wise woman would have brought nappies. Right? Yep. So here are some interesting things. Yeah. So, so one woman said, one guy said, I was on the phone with my wife discussing dinner plans, and my 7-year-old informed us that, quote, salad is ruining my life. Yeah. Yeah, so here's a boy who was putting my son to bed when he was about 5, and after bedtime story, right when I'm tucking him in and turning out the lights, he says, nipples, I love them. What about you?
Well, we're...
Here's a little girl. She's at the doctor's office for a checkup. She was around 3 years old. The nurse was asking all the standard coordination type questions. Touch your nose, put your hands up, jump. Being a healthy, capable little devil, she was doing everything fine. And then the nurse said, stand on one foot. Little sister looked at the nurse, looked around, hesitated, and walked over and stood on the nurse's foot. Here's one. My 4-year-old son was in the bathroom with the door closed. I knocked and said, what's going on in there? His reply, nothing. It's just me and my penis.
That was on.
Here's one. A 4-year-old who was singing a song he currently made up. He only has a chorus that goes, you can't solve Mississippi's problems.
Oh, God.
I love these kids sometimes, right? Yeah. So here's another 6-year-old boy said, Dad, can we get a cat? Your mom's allergic to cats, so no. Son, when mom dies, can we get a cat? Gotta love these
Oh,
kids,
my
right?
Yeah, I love
A few months back, my wife showed a picture of herself to our 3-year-old daughter. In the picture, my wife was about 7. Do you know who this is? Daughter gasps, is that me when I'm bigger? You know, there used to be so many people. I think it started. I think you know this thing. Art Linkletter used to have what funniest things kids used to say.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, and we don't have that anymore. We have to look around and do it here. This is the only place you can find out funny things kids say. The darndest things kids say. I think that's what we used to call it, right? The darndest things
Yep.
kids say.
Kids say the darndest
Say the darndest thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so here's one. My son had just turned 2 and barely saying complete words. And on Halloween, we took him trick-or-treating. And when someone would hold out their hand with candy, he would inspect it. And if he didn't care for what the candy was, he'd look up and say, "No, thank you," and start walking to the next house. Now, that's a smart kid, right? I don't want that candy. Yeah. So anyhow, Second Life. Yeah, you know, tomorrow's. How many of you are going to be in Second Life tomorrow for April Fool's? There's a big party going on. I think someone told me. Where's the big party there? You got to know where
in
it is, Doc
Raglan.
Fran.
It's at the Tiny's. Tony Nakamura, the frog and cat. They do a big thing every year.
Okay.
Worth going to.
Was that supposed to
Go
be
full
irony?
size.
The Tinies do a big thing every year.
No, that was supposed to be.
Problem is, we don't know if you mean that or is that a joke.
No, it's true.
Okay.
I'll find the note card.
Yep. So here's a couple more little kids. Little 2.5-year-old kid in the backseat of a car. His dad's driving. He goes, "Any idiots out today, Dad?" Now here's another kid with his mother in an elevator, and there was one of those Sikhs, whatever they are, the Indians with the big beards, and he pointed
Sikh.
at him and said, "Sikh." Pointed at him and said to his mother, "Wolfman." My father was driving with my niece in the back. At one point, she said, "How old are you, Granddad?" 59. He replied, "Oh, so next year you'll be 60. Yes. And after that, you'll be dead."
Oh, God. Ouch.
Yeah. And this other fellow says when he was young, his dad once said to him, "I don't want to ever see you do that again." And apparently he responded, "Okay, then close your eyes."
Ooh, you need a spanking.
Yeah. They're still having fun. So Trevor Noah, who is going to be doing the... Why am I waving? I didn't want to wave. All right, let's just do this. So Trevor Noah, he's got a lot of trouble. I don't know if you know, he's been tweeting and pissing off everybody the last day. One of his things was South Africans know how to recycle like Israel knows how to be peaceful. That did not go over well in Hollywood. I will tell you that. Now, here's another one that he said. These are actual tweets of his. "I'm watching Olympic women's hockey. It's like lesbian porn without the porn."
Without sex.
There's another one he put out. This is all today. No, this was February. "Looking at how successful all the Kardashian women are, I don't blame Bruce Jenner at all." For those of you who don't know, Bruce Jenner, who had a
Jenner's
gold medal,
sex
has
change
turned into a...
operation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here it's another one that he put out. "A hot white woman with ass is like a unicorn. Even if you do see one, you're probably never going to get to ride it." I mean, yeah. And here's another one. He's pissed off everybody. Here's another one. "Oh, yeah, the weekend. People are going to get drunk and think I'm sexy. Fat chicks everywhere."
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, here's another one. "Behind every successful rap billionaire is a double as rich Jewish man." I mean, he said, here's one last one. He said, "I almost bumped a Jewish kid crossing the road. He wasn't looking when he was crossing, but I would have felt so bad in my German car." You know, I mean, give it a break. Everybody have fun tonight? Everybody have a good time? Yeah. Oh, is that Marley? Is that Marley in the room?
Marley.
Whoa. Marley is here. Hello, Marley.